very warm welcome to Let's Get It On with me, Suzanne Letting. Each week we're going to be listening to brand new releases from artists all over the globe. So now's the time to grab that cup of tea, that cup of coffee, or even a glass of wine as we get lost in some fabulous music.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, hello and a very warm welcome to Let's Get It On with me, Suzanne Letting. Now, I know it's not the 13th of September, but I've had a very, very busy week. So I'm doing the show now and I'm going to upload it onto Mixcloud. So hopefully this is where you're listening to the selection of songs that I've got for you tonight, because they are hot off the press. I didn't have time to complete the show and I don't like to rush it. You know, good things need time and they need time to develop properly. And I wanted time to devote to each of the artists that you're going to listen to tonight, because they are absolutely fabulous, and I'll tell you all about Clarkson's Farm and Pub in between the songs. But first up, this is a brand new release from me as Suni, you know that's my artist name, Steve Mainwaring from One of the Crowd. He sent me a track because he'd been working on it and he got to a point where he was stuck, and that happens to a lot of the artists that you're listening to on my show. We all go through the same pain when we're creating songs. Sometimes they can all come together in a jiffy and other times they take ages to do. So Steve passed it to me. I immediately got inspired by the musicality of it all and wrote the lyrics, and this is what you've got. This is Synchronicity.
Rain or shine.
was one of the crowd there, and Suni, that's me, with Synchronicity there. That was so great to work with Steve again on another track. And sometimes, you know, each artist, when they collaborate, they rub off each other, and each artist gives a different idea of a song, and that's why you see so many collaborations between different artists on my show. And don't you think that's rather unique? I don't hear of it happening anywhere else, not very often, because egos get in the way. And I tell you, all the artists that you're listening to on my show, they work hard, they play hard, and they work together as a team. You know, that's something that Rusty Egan started, and he's very passionate about when he started the Electronic Family Tree, is that people work together, support each other, and sometimes they need that support. And sometimes you get artists that come together and they make something absolutely out of this world. So that's what you're going to hear on my show. Next up is, again, another duo. Here you go. There's another collaboration for you. This is Colour Theory and UAP with Find Me.
Star, even when it disappears, the childhood pact, the test of loyalty we've endured for all these years, beyond the wasteland dune, in the lair of the dragon room, under the mighty sea, will you find me? In the eye of the hurricane, in the notes of the last refrain, inside the lion's den, will you find me? A secret place we never said out loud, where we vowed to meet again, beyond the wasteland dune, in the lair of the dragon room, under the mighty sea, will you find me? In the eye of the hurricane, in the notes of the last refrain, inside the lion's den, will you find me? I hold on tight with all my might, somehow I still believe in magic and reckless schemes. Far from the land where we began, somehow I still believe in magic and whispered dreams. Beyond the wasteland dune, in the lair of the dragon room, under the mighty sea, will you find me? In the eye of the hurricane, in the notes of the last refrain, inside the lion's den, will you find me? Will you find me? Find me. Find me.
That was Colour Theory and UAP there with Find Me. Next up is The Lightning Kids and Kidburn, another collaboration, and this is Boys. That was the Lightning Kids and Kid Burn with Boys. Now, the Lightning Kid, with over 15 million streams on music platforms, 30 million video views on social media, and radio support across the BBC and new retrowave, they have their viral moments within their music. And Kid Burn has established himself as one of the best producers in the vocal synthwave subgenre. Kid Burn's music has its roots in the 80s pop rock genre with a modern feel and modern themes. His vocal timbre draws from George Michael, and his guitar playing style is from Keith Scott and Brian May. There you go, two great collaborators there making music together. And I've got another pairing for you as well. Next up is Craver and Leo Gola with Chronic, and I'll tell you a little bit about them when we come back.
I try to deny it, try to forget it's chronic. We're a disaster, but I can't get enough of you. Drowning in water, but still somehow I reach for you. And I swear it's true that wherever else I look, you keep coming through, and I keep falling. Yeah, I play it to lose. No, you take me for a fool. Should've known with you that I keep falling. Just like my heart, and I can't find the cure. Can't separate apart. Trying to quit this love is chronic. We're so chronic. Yeah, you're stuck in my veins, and I can make it fit. I try to deny it, try to forget it's chronic. We're so chronic. Trying to escape it, blocked your name and turned the key. Yeah. But every ending still finds its way back to me. And I swear it's real, even when you disappear. You're the pain I feel, but I keep falling. Yeah, I know the deal, but I keep you way too near. Guess I need the thrill, so I keep falling. Just like my heart, and I keep on the cure. Can't separate apart, trying to quit this love is chronic. We're so chronic. Yeah, you're stuck in my veins, and I can make it wait. I try to deny it, try to forget it's chronic. We're so chronic. Yeah, just like my heart, and I keep on the cure. Can't separate apart, trying to quit this love is chronic. We're so chronic. Yeah, you're stuck in my veins, and I can make it wait. I try to deny it, try to forget it's chronic. We're so chronic. Just like my heart, and I keep on the cure. Can't separate apart, trying to quit this love is chronic. We're so chronic. Yeah, you're stuck in my veins, and I can make it wait. I try to deny it, try to forget it's chronic. We're so chronic.
That was a collaboration between Craver and Leo Gola with Chronic there. Craver is an Amsterdam-based duo pushing the boundaries of retrowave and synthwave, with releases on labels such as Nervous Records, Bordello and Aztec Records. The Dutch duo fuses retro vibes with bold modern energy, perfect for neon-lit nights and nostalgic daydreams. And Leo Gola, who we've had on the show before, is Swedish pop made in Barcelona. Don't forget, I will be tagging all of the artists on my Facebook page. You'll be able to go like and follow and find out a little bit more about them. I'm also adding all of these tracks to the Beastie Tracks on Spotify for you, so you've got a very long playlist. I think we've got 380 odd songs on there now, so there's plenty of songs for you to listen to on a long journey, because that's exactly what I'm going to be doing on Wednesday, because I'm flying off to Malaysia. It's been a busy September, I can tell you. It's been non-stop. So I'm trying to get the show done before I go so that you've got this to listen to, and I've got a listener takeover for while I'm away. I've got one of my local guys who's another music museo. He loves music. He may have some surprises for you in set 3 with some of his own choices, but he's going to be carrying the torch for me while away. Paul, I know you're going to do a grand job. I have got every faith in you. So watch out for some socials, promos on all of that for you. What am I going to follow that up with? Well, I had played last week Electric Cathedral, a track from that album from JXNS. This is another one from that album. This is I Landed, and the orchestration of this track and the instrumentation and the musicality in it is just absolutely lovely. Just stop what you're doing and just listen to all the elements in this track.
But in calling my didn't fall, I landed somewhere soft, not planned it. I didn't shine, I faded, and still I'm glad I waited. The path was wrong, the end unclear, but I found something real right here. I didn't fall, I landed.
Wow, wasn't that brilliant? That is timeless. That was a timeless track there and then. That will never date. You'll always be wanting to listen to that. So who is JXNS? Well, he is a Swedish electronic artist, DJ and producer that blends pulsating beats with thought-provoking lyrics. With a sound rooted in synth, electro and dance, JXNS explores themes of modern life, inner struggles and fleeting moments of clarity. There are some songs and some EPs that I come across that sometimes they just get to you, don't they? And that song and the vocals in that really get to you. You just lean into it and you want to hear more. That EP, Electric Cathedral, is definitely one for you to download and listen to again and again. And yes, I have loaded it into the Beastie tracks as I'm sharing them with you. So I'm going to follow that up with a new track from Arcavoid this time. This is Masterlight. was Archivoid there with Masterlight. Archivoid is an Italian synthwave artist with a distinctive cinematic approach to composition, capable of transporting listeners into vivid and highly descriptive soundscapes. That's what I love about all the artists on my show, is the soundscapes take you away, don't they, on a lovely journey. When you're stressed out, or when you've had a busy week or a busy month like I have, it's just great to get yourself immersed into all of these artists. They are absolutely brilliant at taking you into another world. Now, next up is OAG. This is All I Am, a brand new track for you, hot off the press.
Today's the day I came to my senses. The pain you bring is not a thing, so I'm raising my defenses. It isn't that you're weak, it isn't that you're strong. It's what you've become that makes this so wrong. All I am is nothing to you. All you see is my reflection of you. Who am I to question your word? All you want is what I'll never be. Forget my face, forget my name. You'll never see, touch me again. Now I've shut down all my senses. It isn't that you're weak, it isn't that you're strong. It's what you've become that makes this so wrong. All I am is nothing to you. All you see is my reflection of you. Who am I to question your way? All you want is what I'll never be. I can't forget those words you said, how my heart bled. All I felt inside was dead. All I am is better than you. All I see is my reflection of you. Who are you to question my way? All you want is what I'll never be.
That was OAG there with All I Am. Now, don't know why I've done it, but the first half of this show is all about brilliant collaborations between artists that you've heard on my show individually. And OAG is the transatlantic duo of producer Ewan Bedford from UK and singer-songwriter Wesley Reed from the US. Together they embrace a unique blend of synth pop, electronic and dance music influenced by artists of the 80s, 90s and retro yet modern music. They've also been featured on BBC Introducing several times. Wesley Reed is a vocalist that I can never tire of hearing, and Ewan and the instrumentation and the musicality in this track is what I'm talking about, collaborating. And I've got another collaboration up for you next as well. This is Donna Lewis and David Lowe with Burning Man, and I'll tell you a little bit about them both when we come back.
We're on the same road, following lines. Dream catches on the other side. I hear the chanting
Donna Lewis and David Lowe there with Burning Man. Now, Donna Lewis has got over 2 million subscribers on Spotify. She is a singer-songwriter with a breathy voice. She soared to fame with the dance pop classic I Love You Always Forever. People around the globe still have boundless love for that smash hit. But the multi-dimensional Welsh native singer is an artist who is comfortable with catchy pop tunes as she is with jazz, acoustic, electronic and beyond. And David Lowe is a renowned English composer and music producer, best known for his work on television, radio and commercials. His music spans various genres from electronic to orchestral and has been featured in numerous high-profile productions. And what a collaboration that is between them two. See, I think I need a cup of tea now as I get ready for set 2 just for you round the corner here on Let's Get It On, Spectrum On Air, the colourful voice of radio. You can't beat a cup of tea to keep you going, can you? Now then, before we dive into set 2, I wanted to tell you about our little visit to the Cotswolds and obviously going to see Clarkson's Pub and Farm. First of all, we went to the farm shop. We waited an hour. Yes, it was probably about an hour. The people in the queue were quite jovial, as you would expect, and we got a little drinky poos before we actually went into the shop. When we got in there, well, it's a little bit like a carousel. It's so tiny inside. You're going through and you're looking at all the produce on the shelves, etc. It's great produce, great local farm produce, but it's quite expensive. Now, I guess you expect that when it is local farms because they are struggling and they need to make their incomes up, don't they, by selling this produce. But it was quite expensive. So anyway, I think about £100 later, we got out of the shop and we thought, would we go back? Probably not, no. It was an experience and it was an experience to be done for sure. Would I be going back to the shop if I was down in the Cotswolds? Probably not, no. So before I tell you about the actual pub, let's break into set 2 because first up is Heartbreak City. This is Sleeping Awake and I'll tell you a little bit about them when we come back.
A side of me that you ain't seen. You've read through all of my pages. You let me live my teenage fantasies. You wrap me up in your crazy. You've been gone far too long, and I've been thinking about you. From my bed, while my head can't settle down without you. Bring the night, dim the lights, so I can dream, but baby, I can't sleep. Cause you got me caught up in my feelings, but will you throw them away? You had me caught up on your dreaming. Now I'm just sleeping awake, sleeping awake. I'm sleeping awake. I've had too many of your sleepless nights. It's like I'm never escaping. These thoughts of you that I have, they got me wanting you back. They can't stop my heart from breaking. These whispers that you left behind, they say till I'm out of my mind. So take that from the back of my eyes. They never let me sleep. Cause you got me caught up in my feelings, but will you throw them away? You had me kind of on a dreaming. Now I'm just sleeping awake, sleeping awake. I'm sleeping awake. I'm sleeping awake. I'm sleeping awake. So tell me what I do if you won't let me love you. There ain't a side of me that you ain't seen. You let me live my teenage fantasies.
Heartbreak City there with Sleeping Awake. They are a synth pop trio hailing from South Wales in the UK. The band was formed in the late 2023 and they have a collective 15 years of experience performing in professional bands. The trios are no stranger to the stage or the studio. Their collaboration is rooted in deep musical friendship and it shows in their seamless creative process. Every note, lyric and beat is self-crafted with all the music written, produced and mixed in-house. And that was a splendid track. That is definitely one that I want to listen to again, and it is going into the Beastie track. Now then, talking about Clarkson's pub next, well, we arrived when it was raining, so my very best advice is to take wellies, because we arrived in what only can be described as a mud bath, and I sound like Jeremy Clarkson as I'm saying this, don't I? But it was a mud bath. We parked the car and we slipped our way across the field into the pub where we waited for our table. Now, we didn't have to wait long. We arrived a little bit early, which I think is always a good thing to do anyway. And we were shown to our table. Now, we met a lot of colourful people in the reception area. We met a huge, I think there was about 4 of them or 5 of them. They were a golfing fraternity from Cornwall. Oh, and they had us in stitches talking about the excesses of the pub and the charges and the cost of beer, etc. in there. However, we sat down at our table and the service was absolutely brilliant. I can't tell you how they've managed to do it with so many people going in and out of that place, because they literally, I think we worked it out, they do 1,000 covers a day. Just take that in, 1,000 covers a day. So it's incredible that they give you the service that they do. But the meal, yes, it was expensive and yes, it was beautiful, but I had a chicken casserole type thing, which had 2 chicken drumsticks and a thigh for my meat, and then that was on top of some mashed potato and some lovely vegetables. But I couldn't help but feel that the meat was the cheapest cuts to have in a casserole. And, you know, oh yes, it might be tastier on the bone, I know all of that, but I would have loved a breast of chicken on top of that, and that would have been absolutely superb. Will I go back to Clarkson's pub again? I don't know. If we're in the area, we might do. But, you know, we went to some other pubs in the area who did equally superb food, superb service, and it wasn't that expensive. So I think you need to take a rain check, really, until it quietens down a little bit, because it was heaving. Can you imagine 1,000 covers a day? And the staff was so happy and cheery, which was a delight to see, and they did it so well. So there you go, that was Clarkson's pub. I can't remember what it's called. Farmer's Dog, isn't it? That's what it's called, the Farmer's Dog. There you go, that's how much of an impression it left on me. Let's go on to another track. Starlink is next with Beyond the Life. This is from the album The Last Bride. Starlink there, giving us music for space travelling. That's all I can find out about them for you. That was Beyond the Life from the album The Last Ride. Next up is Perfect Female Type with Rosanna, and I'll tell you a little bit about Perfect Female Type when we come back. Perfect Female Type there, hailing from the vibrant music scene of Minneapolis. That was Rosanna. Next up is Blind Cobra with Solsticio. Now, I played this last week, but this is the Doug Masters remix. Remember, I talk about artists doing remixes of other artists' work. It's another way of collaborating together, I guess. But sometimes you'll find that another artist will take an artist's song and they'll remix it in their own style. So they add their own little spice of magic into a track. And that's what Doug Masters has done with this one. So this is Solsticio, but it is the Doug Masters remix for you. all the way from Mexico. That was Blind Cobra with Solsticio, but that was the Doug Masters remix. And Doug Masters is also from Mexico. He's a producer with a balanced style between synthwave, Italio, high energy and space music with a strong nostalgic touch, achieving captivating atmospheres that take us into faraway worlds and distant galaxies. So that's a really good collaboration again for your ears. Next up is Drum X Wave with Looks That Kill featuring Justin Clunk. Drum X Wave with Looks That Kill featuring Justin Clunk. Now, you know, my kids say that I have a look that kills. You know, we all have that mum stare. You know, when you're in trouble. I used to get it from my mum. That's probably where I got it from. So my kids always used to say, when mum's got that stare on, it's time to run. That was a great track. So who is a Drum X Wave? Well, born and raised in Rochester, which I think is New Jersey. Juan J. Cali Calixto is a highly skilled and versatile professional drummer known for his dynamic and energetic performances. Jay is currently the full-time touring drummer for synthwave juggernaut Time Cop 1983, as well as his own solo project Drum X Wave, where he makes his debut as a vocalist, writer and producer. And I think he's done a brilliant job of that. I really like that. Right, next up, another track from Alanis. This is from her album Another World, and this is Change.
Love is change.
drum sequence that was at the beginning. It quite got me discombobulated when I first started to listen to it, but then it gently guided you into the track so that you got the full impact of it all, which I think is quite clever. So that was Change by Alanis from her album Another World. Next up, Project Ick. Now, last week I played you a track from An Angel on Earth, the new EP. This is another track from that. This is called For You, and it's all about expressing what you feel about somebody, what they mean to you. And sometimes we don't often say it, do we, to our loved ones, and sometimes the moment goes and you forget just to remind them of what is special for you about them. So just have a listen to the words of this. It's really quite beautiful.
in your face. In your face. I like your soft hands. I love your sweet smell. I like your shining smile. I like your shining smile. I love it when you give me hope. I love you forever. La 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 la
Project Itch there from the EP An Angel on Earth, and that was the track for you. Now next up is a new artist for you. This is Kyle Gordon. Now, you will find him on Spotify, but there's not an awful lot there. He's also on Instagram, but you'll also find him on SoundCloud. So it's a great new artist for you to get to know, like and love, and he's going to set us up really nicely for set 3, because as you know, that is the Palette Changers. This is the set where other artists from other genres get the opportunity to have their music on the radio as well, and it's a delight. I've got a bumper-packed set 3 for you, so don't go away. But I think it's time for me to have another cup of tea while you listen to Kyle Gordon with She Chose Me.
Can't find my way if the day is night. Always hold my hand, let me shine your eyes. The part of me I still don't understand. We hide in bed every night. No need to turn out the lights. Always sharing our time. We don't always get it right.
You're listening to Spectrum On Air, the colourful voice of radio. Broadcasting live on spectrumonair.com, Get Me Radio and Mixcloud Live. And never fear, if you've missed your favourite programme, just find our Listen Again service on mixcloud.com. Spectrum On Air, putting the colour back into radio.
Thank you, the wonderful Mr. Steve Blacknell there. Now then, I've got a new artist for you who's being supported by CJC Promotions, Catherine, the wonderful Catherine, who works tirelessly for some amazing emerging artists. And here is another one for you. So I've got to say her name slowly. This is Senai. Real name, Sanani Wajasena. Now, she's known as Senai on Spotify, and you'll find her on Facebook as well. She's a young singer and composer from Madeira. She's in love with music, like we all are. She's an artist full of energy, and she has a desire to share her lyrics from a deep place of her soul. And this is Love Me Only If You Love Yourself. Just listen to the words and the story woven within this track.
The truth about me, shared every secret, there is nothing I wouldn't keep a thing from you. Take every word I say as true. Within my soul, show the path where I will follow. Turn by turn, I'll never go. Lately, I've been seeing you. In my head, I'm dreaming. Love me only if you love yourself. Love me
Wasn't that beautiful? That's the kind of song that you like to listen to in the garden with a nice glass of wine, looking up at the stars, looking at the moonlight, but just chilling. It's one of those soulful, soothing songs that you want to listen to. And you go into your own journey, don't you, in your own head of where you are, what you're doing, and what you're going to do next. Well, next up is Smith and Liddell. I played one for you last week. This is from their album Songs for the Desert. This is Minute Ago.
Shiver out in the cold.
I tell you what, for a debut album, Smith and Liddle have over 11,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. They hail from the north of England and they breathe new life into sounds of classic music eras heard in that debut album. What a brilliant track that was too. Now then, drum roll please, because Evans Jones Music is back and this is a banger. This has been produced by George Harris. It's called Nothing Lasts Forever and they think it's their best track so far, and I think you're going to agree.
Cause nothing lasts forever. The good times never stay. Better to have loved and lost, at least that's what they say. I'm not sure that I quite agree. How can this hurt be right? Reminiscing memories of when we were so tight. Why did it all fall apart? Where did we go off track? Cause nothing lasts forever. It all comes to an end. My heart will always get for you. My love I'll say. Remember all the fun times when you think of me. Just not about the happy times and how we used to be. Nothing lasts forever. The good times, they never stay. It's better to have loved and lost. At least that's what they say. Sometimes the days can be hard and loneliness is tough, but the brighter days are ahead once I make it through the rough. How did it all fall apart? Can I bring it back on track? Cause nothing lasts forever. It all comes to an end. My heart will always get for you. My love I'll send. Remember all the fun times when you think of me. Just not about the happy times and how we used to be. I know that I will get there, a pathway that is new. Cause nothing lasts forever. I know this much is true. How did it all fall apart? Can I bring it back on track? Cause nothing lasts forever. It all comes to an end. My heart will always get for you. My love I'll say. Remember all the fun times when you think of me. It's not about the happy times and how we used to be.
Evans Jones Music there with Nothing Lasts Forever, and they've caught the eye of Stuart Epps and they've been working together for quite a while now. You'll find them on Spotify and I'll also tag them on my Facebook page. And that reminds me, if you are an artist and you would like your music on the show, you can reach out to me on any of the social media platforms, or you can submit your music via the website www.spectrumonair.com. If you look up at my show, I have got a Dropbox link on the website for you, so you can submit directly to me there. I get lots of submissions. It takes me quite a while to go through them, but I promise you I will keep them and I will get you on the show as soon as I can. It's wonderful to have you aboard, and I love my show. I love listening to you all, and I love sharing your music for everybody else to love and like and get to know you as well as an artist. Next up is Northern Lyrics, new track for you. This is I'll Wait For You.
Driving past your town, can't stop thinking about the night I met you out when we had connection, no doubt. I still regret I didn't get your name. I just hope I get to see your face again. Now I'm searching, looking, asking for you, drinking at the same bar, hoping you'll be there too. How do I just leave something I believe was true? If I had to stay all night, I'll wait for you. I've been walking around the streets, wondering what it would be, seeing your face again so I could ask for your name. believe was true. If I had to stay all night, I'll wait for you. I'll be searching, looking, asking for you, drinking at the same bar, hoping you'll be there too. How do I just leave something I believe was true? If I had to stay all night, I'll wait for you. How do I just leave something I believe was true? If I had to stay the night, I'll wait for you.
Northern lyrics there with I'll Wait For You. Now, Peter has been learning instruments since the age of 7. He authentically delivers vocals for you and a storyline that you just can't help but getting immersed into. Now then, drum roll, new artist for you. This has been submitted by Mad Symphony, and this is Living Till the Living Is Gone. And I'll tell you a little bit about them when we come back.
Every day passes by in the blink of an eye, tripping on memories inside my head. Past is present, moving much too fast. Could I turn back time and make the good times last? I walk in a smile in this human race, 'cause I know I get the world that I made. The fire in my heart, it's up to me to give. So I play my part, it's up to me to live. I got a ticket to ride, live until the limit is gone. I got a ticket to ride, live a life till the limit is gone. Cuts to glory, same old story. Forgotten movies in the back of my mind. Push to shove, money, fame or love. We keep wasting precious time. Pain and sorrow, beg and borrow. Living to live, it's what I do to survive. Right or wrong, no one stays here too long. Another day, I kiss the sky till it's gone. Yeah. I got a ticket to ride, live until the limit is gone. I got a ticket to ride, live a life till the limit is gone. A ticket to ride and living till it's gone. I got a ticket to ride, living till it's gone. Yeah, yeah. I got a ticket to ride.
That was Mad Symphony with Living Till the Living Is Gone. And who are they? Well, they are a melodic hard rock band from Vancouver. What a brilliant track that was. I'm looking forward to getting to know them more on the show. Please do keep submitting your music in. Now, another new artist for you. This is Bound. Now, this is a cool track. This is Can't Get You Off My Mind. This is Harry Gold and Chris. And I'll tell you a little bit about them both when I come back. Bit of shoulder shuffling going on there while I was listening to that. So who are Bound? Well, explosive pop rock duo Bound were formed on a fateful Saturday night on the 14th of October 2023. Harry Gold is the singer and Chris is the guitarist. Formed Bound with 3 songs and big ambitions. The Dublin duo have continued to write songs in a variety of styles and genres, from bluesy rock to 80s inspired pop to feel-good summer anthems, and have been wowing audiences with their dynamic live shows. Now working with Beard Fire production team, that is none other than our wonderful Keith McLaughlin from the Irish Music Show. If you want to hear some really amazing Irish artists, you need to check on our website. Go over to Keith McLaughlin's show. He has a lot of them on there, and I want to hear more from Bound. That was absolutely brilliant. Now, another new artist for you. This is Dust Choir, again supported by CJC Promotions, the lovely Catherine Campbell. This is Lady Elida from the album Time and Tide.
My sweet lady must it end like this? We should part as strangers, blind to fortune's chance we missed. My love, my love. Do you remember our summer days? How we laughed and loved then, chasing rainbows through morning fields. I never thought it would end, my love, not I, not I. My sweet lady, you left with the sunshine and my heart. My sweet lady, you left with the sunshine and my heart, my heart. We are ruined by tide and time. We are ruined by tide, time, my love, my love. And so we are parted, and our roads take different ends, but my love shall last forever, till my roads are to end and the stars fall from the sky. They fall from the sky. We are ruined by tide to time. We are ruined by tide, time, lady, lady, tide, time, my sweet lady, we are ruined, tide, time. We are ruined, time, 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 time. Lady, time, time. We are ruined, tide, time, and in those ruins I abide. I abide. Oh, I abide. I abide. Oh, I abide. I abide. I abide. Lady, lady,
Wasn't that beautiful? That was Dust Quiet with Lady Elida. Now, I can't tell you too much about them, but they are on Spotify. From what I can gather, Time and Tide is their debut album released in 2025. And if that's the sign of things to come, well, we want to hear more, don't we? Well, guess what? We're I'm really ready for the last set, and I don't know how much time I've got left because I've had so much fun doing this show for you. So I better go and have a cup of tea, and I'll be back shortly with the last set for you, so don't go away. Maybe you can grab your cup of tea, your cup of coffee, your glass of wine or your pint of ale as we get ready for the last set. Well, here we are at the last set, and just before I deliver the last set, just need to tell you that Harry Kukuli is back with us. So following on from me at 10 o'clock on a Saturday night, Harry is back. I think last week he did a 10-hour show. What a comeback, eh, Harry? Welcome back. It's lovely to have you back with us. It also means I can't go over my time because he's going to be on at promptly 10 o'clock. So what have I got for you in the last set? E-Man is up next. This is Shadows of Solitude. Just listen to all of the elements in this. It's beautiful. knocking on the door of your consciousness there with some dark synth. That was E-Man. You know, sometimes when your life is really busy like mine has been, that intro is really clever because it stops your consciousness going, what? And it brings it home to you that you need to just stop and churn off. And then when you go on to the rest of the track, it takes you away somewhere else. And suddenly you're feeling quite relaxed. So dark synth can sometimes do that. I think sometimes dark is beautiful. Next up is MTTM with We Are Alive.
Out of time. Have you lost your faith in me? May we find it in the end. We may find ourselves again. What if we're standing by the edge? What if the sea seeks revenge? You once believed in mysteries. Could it be buried at the sea with you? You too. You see it too. And after all, at the end, we may wake up and live again. Could it be we've lost touch? Do you feel it's far too much? Maybe this is not the fall. Can you see it after all? What if we're standing by the edge? What if the sea seeks revenge? You once believed in mysteries. Could it be buried at the sea with you? You too. You see it too. And after all, at the end, we may wake up and live again. Hold the line, hold the line. The winds are howling, the winds are howling, the winds are howling, the winds are howling. What if we're standing by the edge? What if the sea seeks revenge? You once believed in mysteries. Could it be buried at the sea with you? You too. You see it too. And after all, at the end, we may wake up and live again.
All the way from Berlin with some post-punk dark wave tracks. There is MTTM with We Are Alive. Sadly, that's all we've got time for tonight, so I'm going to say goodnight and God bless. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed tonight's show as much as I have enjoyed putting it together for you. I am now away until the 4th of October, and in my absence, you've got the wonderful Duncan and Paul, who are going to do a listener takeover for me on the 20th and the 27th. They've been in the studio. I've sent them lots of tracks for them to choose from. I have no idea what they're going to choose, but I know they'll do a great show. They are shaking in their boots a little bit, so please give them lots of support and encouragement because they are a fabulous pair. They are great music museos, the pair of them. They outdo me 100%, so I'm really looking forward to listening to their show. So playing us out tonight is Von Kaiser with Mona Lisa Overdrive, and I will see you on the 4th of October. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you soon. Bye.
fall in love.